I gotta pee.
I gotta pick my nose now.
6,
Just pee in a plastic bag.
4, 3,
Your pants.
2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wizard World Virtual Experiences as the crowd emojis wildly. See all those emojis out there. Whether you're watching on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, welcome to the Mortal Kombat cosplay marathon finale special. Here we are on Thursday night. Last Thursday, just a week ago, we checked in, and we know we had a lot of fans that were checking in with us, that were hanging out with us. We checked in with these amazing cosplayers, Mage, BB Arcade, and Super T Cosplay. All did an amazing shoot featuring 18 different characters from the Mortal Kombat series. And here we are on the eve of the release of Mortal Kombat, the new movie, and we're here with them now to check in. This is crazy. They've been featured on Nerdist, Project Nerd, and Yahoo as, like, the most exciting story. Everything is just like epic Mortal Kombat shoot, cosplay shoot on all cosplay on all of those sites. So congratulations, first of all, to you all. Give yourself a round of applause. I will say this: it has been tough over this last year to really celebrate cosplay like we know and love. You know what I mean? Because we're so used to being able to go to these physical cons, these physical events, and see you all in person and see your work in person. But you three, and including Fred and Dorian, our photographer and our videographer, who were there for the day, to celebrate cosplay in this amazing fashion is kudos to you all, and really has touched people over the last week and gotten them hyped for the new movie. So again, I'm just giving you all, it's all about kudos up front here. So nice job. If you are watching on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, drop in the chat right now where you are watching from, because we have folks from all across the country always tuning in, and sometimes across the world. Freddie Lee Jones III already says, "Who's hyped for tonight?" in terms of seeing Mortal Kombat. We're going to talk about who's hyped for Mortal Kombat in just a sec. But let's go around the room. Everybody introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about who you are, your background in cosplay and cosplay photography and cosplay videography. BB, why don't we start with you since you are to my immediate right.
I'm BBLK Cosplay. I believe I'm the only person that's not located in Ohio. I'm actually from Northern Michigan.
Nice.
I have been cosplaying for 6 years now. Yeah. Can't wait to watch the movie tomorrow.
She is so modest. Like, her builds are freaking amazing. Like, I met her probably about 2 years ago at a convention, and we were guesting, and the first time I saw her, I think one of the ones she was wearing her
my Maru.
Which one?
Maru, my blue one with the wings.
Oh yeah.
So good.
That looks so good.
Everything she's done has just been amazing, and I love the fact that she's always posting her progress photos, and she's always building.
We can see your beautiful katana in the background there.
Yes!
So good.
It's all handmade.
So good, so good. Well, thank you for being here, BB. Andrea, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your cosplay?
Hi, I'm Andy Serpenti Cosplay. And I've been cosplaying, I think, since like 2014 or 2015. And like, I'm really excited about the Mortal Kombat movie. Like, I can't wait to see it. I'm gonna sign up for HBO Max tonight just so I can watch it.
Nice.
You know, people are signing up at midnight tonight just to watch Mortal Kombat. It's gonna be bananas.
Right.
Bananas.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And I'm one of them.
Yeah, no, I know. Well, and we can talk about theater versus streaming a little bit later. But Night Mage, you're the one who brought this whole thing together. Tell everybody who you are if people don't know.
I'm Michael Wilson, or AKA Night Mage, or AKA that guy, or AKA
Also under
whatever.
That guy that does the 1,000 cosplays.
No, I've been cosplaying since 2012. I do a lot of cosplaying. I've got about 250 plus cosplays now. And I just love the art of it. I love just photo shoots with friends. I just love the idea of creating, and I just love the entire idea of cosplay. So yeah, that's kind of me in a nutshell. And you kind of alluded to like this whole cosplay shoot. It started because of COVID, because me and BB, she was working on Katana, and we had talked about doing a Katana Sheokan photo shoot, but then COVID happened, and so we're like, well, can't do that. Well, then once things started to die down a little bit, she's like, hey, I'm coming up, I can pass through Ohio. How about we do a quick photo shoot? Cool. Well, it turned into, okay, well, let's do a, Sheokan Katana photo shoot to, let's do an 18 character photo shoot. But trying to think of being safe about it and thinking about it, I wanted to do as many characters as we could, but as little people as we can. So I brought my friend Andrea on at Andy Serpenti, and she agreed to do Sonya Blade and Sindel, and we just made it happen.
There it is. There's the Inception photo right there. Plus the other 18 that I just scratched the surface on. And then you brought these. Not only did we have some amazing cosplayers and original builds and cosplayers in their own right, but then we bring in this amazing photographer and videographer, Fred of Blazik Photography, and Dorian of Modern Animator. Fred, introduce yourself. Tell everybody what you do and how you got involved in this project.
I'm Fred Blazik, Blazik Photography. I've been a photographer for a long time. I don't even know how long. But I met Night Mage a couple of years ago. 3-4 years ago now.
About 4 years ago.
At a Wizard World, oddly enough. And noticed he was 45 minutes from me, not even that far. So
he was 45 years old, and then that's when
honestly, I thought
he's I'm older than he is actually, but but we've done a few shoots together, and we did the Ghostbusters shoot in October, which was awesome. I love doing that.
Had a ton of great play on social media. People were super into it. Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. And then when everything was popping up, he was like, "Hey, do you want to come do this? We're gonna do the shoot." And I was like, "Yeah, shoot. I haven't done a good shoot because of COVID." Yeah. And this was actually my first shoot of the year. So, or besides what I do for work. But I got into cosplay with a mutual friend of mine and Michael's. So, and it just bloomed from there.
Awesome. Kudos to the Ghostbusters shot as well. Also got some again amazing play on all the nerd social networks. And so I think because of that, and Nightmage, correct me if I'm wrong, I think people were excited to see you back, if you will, like see you guys back with your new project, and we can't wait to see more. But do you feel like that was the one that, because you've gotten featured over the last year a ton, just as being an avid cosplayer that's willing to just create in these tough times from stuff that you have at home, but that was the shot that really got you some prominence online, right?
I would say that I 100% agree with that. So yeah, I mean, I've gotten featured a lot as just like myself, but it's been a lot. It's been really hard to do a lot of like group stuff. When I decided to do the Ghostbusters thing, that was the one that, as far as like a collaboration, that was the one that got a lot of praise. So yeah, I think that was the one that put me back into the sector of people's eyes in that sense. And I just thought, I think Mortal Kombat with it, the movie coming up and just all the hype, it was a perfect time to kind of let's do this.
That's awesome. And you brought up we got to chat a little bit last week, and you actually have a full series of. Did you say over 3,000? I feel like you said it's over 3,000. Over 3,000. 3,000
probably
interviews with cosplayers, just learning about them, sort of behind the mask. Maybe is a little too dramatic of a term, but you know what I mean. Behind their costume, you learned about them, right? Tell everybody about what you do and that behind the cosplay series.
Oh yeah, sure. So make sure everybody can hear me all right.
Yeah, we got you.
But good. So as far as the behind the cosplay, that's like you said, I haven't really counted it recently, but it's probably over 3,000.
That's crazy.
But like, and it's what's funny about it, which is actually part of how I got like into the cosplay community, because like my first convention was actually in 2015. Wow, and that was like basically like my senior year of college for me. So, but yeah, I don't know, like I'm an art major, and I was always going to like Artist Alley, networking with artists and stuff, and I wanted to add something to like my experience at conventions because I enjoyed it in the community. So I was just like, just one day, I didn't have a fancy Canon camera that I have now. I just had my cell phone. I had a Windows at the time, and I just used that, like a Windows phone at the time, and I just bought a whiteboard.
A Windows phone?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. right. We remember those, right?
Yeah.
But it was really like on the way to the convention, or like at least right before it. Last minute, I was just like, I want to try to do something different. It'd be cool to like learn about what people do outside of this. So I just like went to Walmart, bought like a pretty decently cheap whiteboard, some dry erase markers, and then I was just like, well, time to network and talk to people, and break out that a little bit of anxiety. So but yeah, I started doing that, and I think my first convention doing that was like it was OhioCon in Columbus, Ohio, and yeah, I did that, did a whole photo album with it, and had a lot of people liked it because it was different. I met people from like that worked in like anything from like retail, nursing, and then eventually down the line, years later, conventions later, anything from like nursing, met some NASA engineers, convention runners, show hosts. I think at this point, like just about every career that exists, and then some I didn't even know was a thing. So, but yeah, it's something like I personally enjoy just doing. And then very recently in the last few years, I started adding like a cosplay music video aspect to it too. So, but yeah, it's at this point, it really, yeah, I think it really is over 3,000 of like just different ones.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We're getting a lot of hype in the chat right now. A lot of people tuning in. Freely Jones is watching from Georgia. Janice watching from Huntsville, Alabama. Emma Bayer is from New Orleans. Scotty McPherson says, I've been a cosplayer for 12 years and has participated in Wizard World and as a Mecha Godzilla cosplay, which, again, talk about Mortal Kombat. I mean, what just came prior to this was the huge Godzilla vs. Kong series. Emma Bayer also says, the first time I cosplayed, I sliced my finger with an X-Acto knife while cutting out my foam sword. I had to get 3 stitches, but my sword still came out great. Happy face. Happy face.
Hey, that's what's important. That's what's important.
And Isaiah is just saying
I've heard so many of those stories from people.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about, I mean, I'm sure you have all of your horror, not horror stories, but you know, your injury stories from just cosplaying throughout the century. But I want to talk specifically about this photo shoot. And fans that are watching are actually, you're seeing it, you know, in small when we cut back to the panel. But we're also for the panelists, just so you know, we're cutting to large images of this throughout the panel as well, so folks can see. It was an epic photo shoot. Mage, you said we checked in with you 3 times throughout the day. You guys were up at 4 a.m. Is that right? 4 a.m.?
Well, I was up at 4 a.m. Everyone else was probably up about the same time. I know Brooke.
4 a.m.
Yeah.
4 a.m.
Went to bed at like 1:30 a.m. Yeah.
So 4 a.m. to 1:30. So over almost, I mean, close to 24 hours. We can, you know, say 18 hours plus for sure. 18 characters. Mage, I want to put you on the spot. Can you name all 18 right now on the spot? Go.
Oh man. So I'm gonna yeah. So Shao Kahn, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Johnny Cage, Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Quan Chi, Sonya Blade, Sindel, Melina, Jade, the whiskey is starting to kick in. Help me out.
Cassie
What do I have behind me? Come on now.
Yeah, I was gonna say you need
Katana.
Jax,
Reptile, Raiden. I'm waiting for them to flash on the screen.
No, you're right.
Dude, so yeah,
Come on.
18 characters. 18. Kano. Johnny. Yeah. So the Johnny Cage. Listen, I'm very happy with the Johnny Cage actually. Because
I'm impressed with the Johnny Cage.
I loved it.
Well, what happened was...
tell everybody who wasn't following along on social media, tell us what happened with Johnny Cage.
So what happened was, when we initially planned this out, we had Johnny Cage, and we had a cosplayer, was Danger Cosplay, or what was the alternate name?
I don't remember.
Yeah, but it was basically her son. Her son was going to Johnny Cage. However, because of time constraints, the very first day, we couldn't get to a lot of other stuff. So like Johnny Cage, we had to cut out. So I woke up the next day on Sunday morning so we could finish just my stuff and Andrea's stuff. And I woke up, I was like, you know what? Listen, I said we're going to have Johnny Cage in this. We're going to do Johnny Cage.
There he is.
So I ended up just making like a quick hour Johnny Cage. I text Fred and Andrea.
That wasn't even an hour.
Yeah, I was on my way to his house. Like, by the way, I'm gonna make Johnny Cage, so we have to run to the store when you get here. So that was
your house.
Yeah, because you sent me a picture of you guys at Joanne.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like, guess who's making Johnny Cage?
Yeah,
like,
that's where we're at right now.
I mean, good job.
I remember when we tuned in last week, Mage made it sound like it was all his idea and it was all his work and everything was all about him. That's all I remember hearing. I'm kidding.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was a fun last minute addition, right? It was sort of a last minute pivot. You did most of them the first day. You came back and did some touch ups on the second day. But my gosh, you still banged out a ton of characters on that first day. But just like who was it again? Emma, you said, sliced their finger with an X-Acto knife in one of their first cosplay experiences. Talk to me about some of the other roadblocks that you ran into on that first day.
I think
oh god,
costume wise is probably all Brooke.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I had a few things break, but not as bad as Brooke.
All right, Brooke, tell us about your broken outfit. Which, again, if you tuned in at noon, I think, or it was like 1 or 2 that we tuned in, we saw it in live action there. But tell us what happened.
So my katana top, the zipper completely busted, and it was, what was it, like 85 degrees or something? And it was the first time. Yeah, it was hot, and it was the first time I was putting on like a full outfit, and I was sweaty and sticky, and the outfit is made out of like pleather, PVC, spandex, and as soon as I put the top on and went to go try and zip it, I was so sticky the zipper just snapped
Like,
in half. And we're sitting there trying to get it together, and I'm like, this is holding on by like hopes and prayers right now, so we can't get too crazy.
We were sitting there waiting, and then Doran's finally like, I'm just gonna go check on them real quick. And so he goes, goes to the car, and then he just texts me. He's like, he just gives me a thumbs up, like they're on their way. I'm like, all right. He comes back, and she's looking at us, and she just turns around, and it's just literally like the back is just holding on, like with dear life, with like.
She's like, whatever we got to do with Katana, let's do it and do it quick. Because this isn't going back on.
Well, and Katana's in I'm actually showing the audience streaming right now the final photos, and Achu on Twitch says these photos turned out amazing. But one thing we noticed here is Katana had a lot of battles, let's be honest.
Yeah, I didn't realize how many I had, but yeah, I was probably in that for like 5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wanted, like, my intention, honestly, from the beginning was for Katana to win.
Nice.
To be honest with you, I think, honestly,
nice. Awesome.
Brooke put the most work into her katana, and her katana is just absolutely phenomenal. So I wanted that to be the showcase.
Fire. I love it.
Well, that's awesome, because Isaiah is actually asking. Isaiah's like watching the photos live and is like so excited and into your photos that they're like, wait, did Scorpion, who won? Like Sub-Zero? Like who won? Johnny Cage? Like, and as new photos are coming up, like who's gonna win? Like Johnny Cage or Katana? Like, so that's awesome that you had like that plan just to go with potentially Katana at the end there as the final champion.
Yeah. The biggest thing was honestly figuring out like the battle order, because I already knew it was going to be like 40 plus photos to try and do this, but I didn't want to put that much pressure on Fred to edit all these photos and get it out and stuff like that. But I mean, it is what it is. It worked out.
I haven't felt that much pressure to get photos out since college, by the way.
That's a mood.
The local newspaper. Well, speaking of our unsung heroes here, Fred and Dorian, talk about we the front end and the creative end on the front side is the builds and the creation of these characters, but then you both take them and bring them to life. Fred, you're already getting some amazing reactions, just people watching live on the final photos. Talk about the experience. Talk about your pit. You laughed when I mentioned some things that happened throughout the day. Tell us about the entire day and sort of just now seeing the final photos and how rewarding that feels.
I'll tell you right now, the reward, like, it feels so rewarding after the photos. Awesome. Oh my God. Once they're all out, I've seen on everybody's pages the amount of everything going on, Yahoo. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
But the day, I think second shoot or come to the third shoot.
It was right when I came back from changing. Like, it was one right after another.
Yeah, everything went to hell for a bit.
So,
as soon as everybody was ready.
Brooke's fault.
Let's not
when everybody was getting ready, I put my camera in the bag before everybody was there, and then as I was getting it out, I dropped it. Thank God it was only the filter that cracked. Everything else was fine. But filter was still cracked and we couldn't get it off. So we literally had to break the rest of the filter off so we could do the rest of the day. Wow. And then as I'm setting up the lights won't work. The battery pack I have for my lights stopped working.
Listen,
so I had to.
I was just kind of looking at him like, you mother.
Hey, I was looking at myself. I was like, what the hell?
I remember when we checked in with you all midday, and that was like my most uncomfortable interview. Because one, not because you were so happy all still. Like you were all just like pushing through, and so it was beautiful, but also uncomfortable. Because I'm like, man, they've got the spirit. But boy, are they running behind right now.
Yeah.
But thank God I put speed lights in my camera bag and other equipment, so I was able to push through with that on my side. It was an interesting day equipment-wise. So
it's a learning experience.
Yeah, and definitely not one I was used to.
Always have a backup for your backup.
Yeah.
At least it worked out in the end because I helped with like holding the light in some of the shots.
Jordan was definitely a help with holding the lights a lot. Whoever was not in the shot was holding my light. So
you get it done. Well, they look amazing. You could not, if I didn't know that story, I would never be like, oh, this like camera person and these cosplayers are like missing equipment or like suffering from costume breakdowns. You know what I mean? Like nothing says that, and that's a credit to you all. Fred Lee Jones 3 says looks amazing. Isaiah says get over here. So fans already tuned out. Dorian, tell us a little bit about being behind the scenes on this. Again, we kind of briefly talked 3,000 different cosplayers you've interviewed. What was it like to be on this like full day and a half shoot and capture some of the amazing footage behind the scenes? Which Wizard World fans and Night Mage BB and Serpenty cosplay fans, stay tuned because we will be releasing this amazing video footage of the behind the scenes soon. So stay tuned for that. But tell us again, what it was like being literally the eyes behind the scene there.
It was a lot of fun. Despite some of the hiccups along the way. I was just there for like moral support, especially with like BB, with Brooke with her katana.
Moral support.
Moral support. You the whole on the thread, and then especially with Fred with the camera issues. Which, speaking of cosplay cuts, actually it was a small cut, but like I actually cut my hand when trying to get the glass out of the lens.
There you go.
So I understand the pain now. But a lot of it was like pretty like fun. I got the mainly just be that extra eyes, make sure everything's looking good. A little help here and there with posing. Just especially being an all-day shoot, it actually wasn't too much for me at all, for me personally, just because since I do like a lot of the behind the cosplay, over 3,000 and such, and then especially like just general like convention coverage, that like I'm used to just always being on the move, like through like the whole day, like multiple days on the convention. So yeah, that was just like I was just like, it's going all right.
When I first thought about this, I just wanted to do like a quick cell phone video of like, I don't know, just like a quick quick like person walking out video, and I was gonna splice it together. And
yeah. He's like, I'm gonna record and I'm gonna do this, and I'm like, hold up, I know a guy.
It's like I know a guy. I'm like, all right, cool.
Oh yeah.
Bring him in. And the funny thing is, and it turns out how small this entire community is.
Sure.
We've actually met before. Like we've met at a convention long time ago before, and never reconnected or anything like that. But so he came on, and I'm talking to him. I was like, all right, so now that you're here, like, what can you do? He's like, well, what do you want me to do? I'm like, well, all right, let's do like full intro videos. It's like do a whole like the character coming up and like doing like a taunt intro like they do in the video games. He's like, all right, I can do that. All right, so we went ahead and did that, and it turned out awesome. Like we're not professional trained actors or nothing like that, but man, it was just fun. It was fun to do,
They are super adorable. I'm gonna use that word, but also super.
Oh, they're cheesy.
They
are cheesy.
They're cheesy as hell.
No, but cheesy. But what? Come on. We're in Mortal Kombat verse here.
Old Mortal Kombat is cheesy, so
exactly.
I specialize in cheese.
Hold on, we even had the bounce.
Intro. That should be your intro statement. I specialize in cheese. They're so good. They're so good. If you haven't seen them yet, Night Mage, all three of them have been posting a bunch. They're so fun. Some great comments coming in. Achu says, if cosplay doesn't make you cry a little, are you even doing it right?
That's a mood.
That's a mood.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is an entire mood.
That.
That's actually our friend Rachel.
Oh, nice.
And she is right.
Rachel? What's up, Rachel? Also, David Duke, who's one of our recurring fans, says you gave each other mortal support.
Aha! What did?
That we did.
And David actually has a question, and this is a great question. We talked about it a tiny bit in terms of the inspiration for this series, but David is curious just how you all got into cosplay. Like, what was the thing that sparked your interest initially? Who wants to take it? Question live from one of the fans watching on Facebook. Yeah, take it, Andrea.
So for me, it's kind of the same with a lot of cosplayers that I've talked to. Is I love Halloween. So if I could be in costume every day of my life and go to work in costume, which I have gone to work in costume, but that's another story. I would do it every day because I love Halloween. I love the entire feel. It's my favorite holiday, even above Christmas and any other time of year. It's just my favorite. So once I found out about this world, I'm like, this is awesome. It's like I can meet like my people. Like my brother took me to my first comic convention, which was Youngstown Comic-Con, which was local. I dressed up as Harley Quinn. I had gone as her for Halloween, and I got a lot of great feedback, and it kind of all just kicked off from there, and here I am.
Yeah, that's so cool. I like that. Halloween's definitely an entry point for sure. BB, how'd you get started?
So same thing. I just thought Halloween costumes were cheap, and there was none that I wanted. And I also use it as a way to like deal with anxiety. It's so I can get more anxiety working on other stuff. But it's a great release, basically.
Yeah, for me, it's a good distraction with anxiety, like being a very anxious person and being like kind of socially awkward at times. You're around other socially awkward people, but like you kind of get each other, so you kind of all just vibe. Like you're a bunch of nerds nerding out together, and it's cool.
Yeah. That's what Comic-Cons are all about.
Exactly.
I agree.
Exactly what it's all about.
I agree. Night Mage?
Exact same thing. Halloween. I've always just loved Halloween. And one Halloween I wanted to dress up as John Stewart Green Lantern, and that's not like a costume you could find at stores. So I had to try and piece it together, and did, and ended up doing a bunch of charity events after that, and then I discovered conventions, and it just snowballed from there. And kind of like everyone said, it's just as soon as I went to my first convention, it was like I stepped on the floor and I'm with my people. Like this is amazing. And again, yeah, it's a very 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 social hobby, but
Mhm.
just full of socially awkward people. And so that's why we all actually get each other and we all understand each other, and we all, there's no judgment, there's no, anything. It's just we understand we're having fun and we're celebrating our fandom. And that's it, man. And it's honestly, I've never seen a community like the cosplay convention community ever before. Like there's no other community like it. It's just beautiful.
It's a beautiful place to be who you want to be and not have any judgment on that. You know what I mean? And be accepted for who you are. And that's my favorite thing about cosplay is it's really not about people often see it as like, oh, you're like hiding, you're putting this, but it's not. You know what I mean? It's actually the reverse. It's more of an expression of like who you are and who you can be creatively. That's what I always see from people. I see their like the light in their eyes as they're playing these characters, and they're not doing imitations of like the actors playing their. It's
Right.
who they are in the moment with that outfit on. And who they feel that character is.
And it truly is therapeutic,
Yeah,
whether it's,
yeah.
a physical way or a mental way. It just it brings out the best of who you are, and it can actually really build you up.
That's awesome. Fred, Dorian, what's your entry? What's your all's entry point? Or were you cosplay fans first? Were you like sci-fi horror? Like what is your nerddom, Fred?
Well, I like it all basically. Horror, sci-fi. I'm a fan of everything. But I was a fashion photographer for a while, trying to make it into the fashion world at least. But moved down to Columbus quite a few years ago, for a little while, and went to Wizard World. Met a few people there, and I don't know, or ended up friending one of the cosplayers that was a guest there on Facebook. And when she came back to Columbus, she was like, hey, guess who's going to be in Columbus? Who wants to shoot? And I was like, I really want to shoot with you. And we did this pirate poison ivy, and it was amazing. Yeah. She even uses it on her panel, or her when she guests. And I always squeal when I see it because it's just so big. And I just love that feeling. So I wanted to do more. And she actually introduced me to Night Mage at one of the Wizard Worlds. So it just kind of went from there. Had a lot of fun with it. And that's basically why I got into photography, is it was fun. And cosplayers helped me realize that it's more fun with them than it is actually with fashion models, to be honest.
Well, and I want to say this to people watching, because people often like write off nerdery as like it has to be like sci-fi, supernatural, like fantasy. If you're a fan of something and you have a passion, and there's a group of people that you're fans with and you like to nerd out with, that's also fashion is a passion and a universe as well. Dorian, we see you got the Deadpool Scully on there.
Oh yeah.
Were you a comic fan from the get-go?
Yeah, I was probably a lot more, with the Deadpool and everything, like a lot more for like Marvel.
Sure.
Of course, and at this point seeing all the Marvel like movies and shows. But I've been a lot for Marvel, but and then some DC. But before that, actually, I was more like a gamer and then into like actually like anime, Japanese animation,
sure.
And a lot of my
this is why we get along.
Yeah. But like a lot of the games, at least growing up and up to now, like I played like a lot of like the original Nintendos, the Sega Genesis. So like what most of us probably grew up with. And like I think with especially like kind of tying it into like eventually like cosplay and conventions was as I started getting like more into like I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's the PlayStation series Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, of course.
That that's like still is like always been like a favorite like platformer and like series for me. And at least at the time there was like kind of a small community, and then the company that made it was like still fairly small. And Insomniac, who well now they made like the recent like Spider-Man games. uh so it's that's really good to see. But like yeah, just over time this built like the community with that eventually led me to like just meeting other people and like you said in like different communities, anywhere from like yeah fashion, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, just kind of more so leaning into like eventually getting the conventions. Like I told you guys, I did the started doing the behind the cosplay, but what originally got me to like my first convention in 2015 was I was in college. I was starting to finish up my fine arts degree, and in my fine arts and business degree, and I had some friends just one summer. Uh, it was like a last minute thing, like the week before they were leaving. They were just like, yeah, so we're actually going to this trip, somewhere. Like, you might want to come. I was like, oh, cool. What's the trip? And it's like, oh, we're going to an anime convention. And it's like, I know it's last minute. And I was just like, I know, I'm not doing anything. So yeah, I'll go. And yeah, I went, and it was it was kind of like Colossal Con, and it was water park like convention. And yeah, just after that, yeah, I met some people at the convention, got some cool got to take cool photos as a fan, meet different artists and stuff. And just yeah, over time like I built connections from that. Even people I took pictures with that I'm still friends with like today, that just I was just like, you know what, I gotta try to go to these more and more. And now I like kind of made like a regular thing doing the like photography for people, videography stuff, the video stuff, and eventually led to meeting everyone here.
Yeah, the Mortal Kombat cosplay marathon. People are having fun in the chat. David Duke cosplays as the original Pennywise. So started as a Halloween fan and does a Pennywise. Emma said used to dress up for Halloween, then went to a con, like sort of not knowing what to expect. Got obsessed with the costumes everyone had, and then totally fell into it. Loved now creating costumes, designing them, loving cosplay. Achu says the video game genre is their favorite.
Yes.
So that's a pick there. There's also a great
Nice.
great back and forth discussion going on between Isaiah and Cicely about who's gonna win, who would win in Mortal Kombat. Isaiah's throwing out so many battles, and you guys did them all. I mean, I'm gonna rattle off some of them right now. You got we said some at the beginning. You had Sub-Zero versus Jade, Raiden versus Melina, Sindel versus Jax, Sonya versus Reptile, Noob versus Scorpion. Who else? Katana versus Raiden. Katana versus Sonya Blade, Sindel versus so many different ones, and so many different battles. Katana versus Shao Kahn, obviously. So many awesome different battles. And I just want to read this because I think it just shows the fandom. Cicely says, Isaiah, Scorpion has two stories. In MK 1, 2, and 3, and 4, his family was killed by the Lun Kuei, led by Sub-Zero. In Mortal Kombat
serious.
9, Mortal Kombat 10, and Mortal Kombat 11, it says actually that Sub-Zero killed Scorpion's family. So there's already a heated battle out there. Sub-Zero versus Scorpion. Who's the good person? Who's the bad person?
Yeah, they rewrite the story too many times.
Movie, to be honest,
Yeah,
that looks tight in the trailer.
Oh.
Yeah, that actually follows the Mortal Kombat games pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the one story I was just I think they are right. Like I think it was after like I could be wrong. It was after like 3 or 4, especially that the story kind of like switched up, where they almost like redid some stuff just to make it more like in a way make more sense with some of the characters. And yeah, I think in Mortal Kombat 11, that's when a lot of the story started like coming together, and which technically that one might be, I would say, probably is the end of like the main story they're doing.
Yeah.
Because it actually, the game, especially from trailers now, like brought back like not even the new version of the characters now, but also the old and original versions of the characters, and like brought those stories together. They're just like, we got these stories, let's make it work together with time. And I was like, that's how you do it.
Let's do this really quick. All right, so Scorpion versus Sub-Zero. Who you got? Let's go. Fred. Scorpion.
Oh, Scorpion.
Scorpion. BB.
Sub-Zero.
Oh. All right, I gotta take track of this. All right, we got 1-1. Serpentine.
I'm gonna have to go with Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero. Another one. Night Mage.
I gotta go with Scorpion.
Woo! 2-2. 2-2. Break the tie. Break the tie. Dorian, who wins? Scorpion or Sub-Zero?
Scorpion. That's my man.
Get over here. I would have voted for Scorpion too.
Scorpion, like he's not gonna hold back. I think Sub-Zero, he still has a sense of honor. He still has a sense of humanity where he will hold back just a little bit. Where Scorpion just he's done.
Honest, I just like Sub-Zero more.
Yeah. I mean,
Scorpion was always a favorite of mine in the arcade. So
me too. I was Scorpion in the arcade.
I want to actually.
Liu Kang. Wait, Liu Kang versus Shao Kahn. Liu Kang versus Shao Kahn. This is the ultimate battle. Right? I know. Let's go backwards. Dorian, who you got? Liu Kang or Shao Kahn?
Which Shao Kahn?
Let's say like current, like let's say all the storylines play out. We're like super current. Everything's relevant. Everything's canon. Who you got?
Super current. Then,
Super current.
you know.
I would say Liu Kang.
All right, Liu Kang. Night Mage, who you got?
I mean, if we're going super current, I gotta go God Liu Kang.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I see where you're going. Serpentine, Andrea, who you got?
I'm gonna have to say Liu Kang too.
Yeah, we're going with the good guy. BB.
Yep. Same.
Liu Kang.
I played the game.
Going good or bad?
I'm going Liu Kang.
Liu Kang wins, everybody. Spoiler alert: the good side wins. I cut you off right before that.
Well, no. I was gonna say I want to know what everyone's what is everyone's favorite shot. Like what was everyone's favorite battle? Because I have my favorite. I want to know what everyone else's favorite was.
Like that we did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My favorite picture was actually the three of you together, Katana, Sindel, and Shao Kahn in the background.
Okay.
I thought that was just there you go.
Wait, it's coming back.
Actually, the first of that series was my favorite. Like when they're both getting ready, and then Shao Kahn's just like they're battling.
Yeah.
That shot right there. There's like where Shao Kahn's at, where I'm at. It literally looks like a throne.
Hold on. I can't see.
Oh my god.
I don't have my glasses on.
It literally. She's old. No, it literally looks like a throne. It's a huge like rock structure, but it looks like a giant throne.
Yeah. Awesome.
And so Fred's like, "Hey, can you get up there?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think so." So yeah, it worked.
I think when we were scouting this place out, somebody was like, "That kind of looks like a Game of Thrones throne."
Yeah, and that's exactly why I wanted to show you guys that area, because it's actually the remnants of an old fountain that used to be in Mill Creek Park that no longer works.
That makes sense.
I thought it was real pretty.
Yeah.
I had never been there.
I just blew it up for
until I scattered it out. Neither have I.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
It's really cool.
Right, so that's Fred's. Who else you got?
Modern. Doran, what's yours?
Okay, I have two for they're tied, and one is for it's just cool and like a fan in me just enjoys it, and then the other one is just funny because of like the background for it. Okay, so my favorite one is actually from the first shoot, the Sub-Zero and Jade.
Yeah.
So I like that one.
Jade got that thickness.
Oh my!
Unfortunately, we run out of time to. No.
You're like, that's the end of the show. But yeah, that's my that was for sure my favorite, just because like subs, it's just the character design, and then I don't know, just especially with Fred's editing, it's it has that dark atmosphere like the most, and that probably was the lightest point of the day too, which is funny.
I love those woods. Those like trees in the back with the planks. Oh man,
that was the wetlands. That was the very first shot, and that was probably my favorite area to shoot at. Just like thinking about where the plank was with the trees in the background. That's like, to me, that's what I thought of Mortal Kombat. I was like, yeah, we got to shoot here, like that.
Yeah, that for sure has like that classic Mortal Kombat games look, and then like because even looking at like at least on my screen with the picture being like smaller, it really reminds me of like the old like PlayStation like Mortal Kombat where it's like the saved picture in the background, like the wallpaper background.
Yeah.
And just like how it looks out. My favorites. That's why I was like, that's probably why I like this one the most. Is just the location just really worked out. I was like, you know what? If this is DLC, I'll be all for it. And then then my second one was the Raiden and Milena.
That's my favorite. You stole my favorite. That's my favorite. I love the colors.
Nice.
Yeah. Bring that back up. Keep going.
I thought those colors popped pretty well. So.
Yeah, that's why I like it. Granted, it's just like I generally I just enjoy Raiden as like a character in general, and then but yeah, in this one the colors just pop so much, and I just love it. I think it was Fred again did a really good job.
Thank you.
And the funny aspect of it is how the rating winning the fight. And just how the lightning is, it's just because like
I don't know if you get that one photo, the fatality,
the tentacle looking lightning.
I'm like, get this off my face! Like this does not. No.
It's in the slideshow. I saw it pop up like a few times.
So
you can tell I'm laughing in the picture.
There it is. So
yes,
we're running like. This is towards the end of the day, and Brooke's really got to go. Like we're trying to rush because she's got to hit the road to get back to Michigan. So I'm like, Doran, hurry up, go to my car and get this plastic bag. It has my lightning in it. So he runs to the car, he grabs it, and I put it, do my. All it is cellophane and wire.
You know what? That I thought that was added in later. I'm not even joking.
No,
that's
the blue,
lightning.
I did add a little bit of lightning just to make sure, but
that's awesome.
It's just cellophane and some wire, and then Fred added a little bit of the white to like highlight it out.
Amazing.
And so I put it on her face, and it's just like, I'm like, it's just like hentai, man. Like,
I'm like, I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
Raiden would do that move. Let's be honest. Raiden would be like,
exactly.
I could hit you from back here, but I'm gonna shoot my lightning right in your face, like right in
the face.
It was just funny, like Brooke the whole time, like trying her hardest to look like she's like being killed, but like it's more like she's trying not to laugh the whole time because there's like little like tubes of lightning just going all over her head.
So good. Other faves out there from the shoot. I love that waterfall is so beautiful too. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I will say I think that's one of my favorite shots is just the very first one of Liu Kang and Katana.
Yeah.
It's just the water. Yeah, the waterfall in the background, the posing of everyone. It's just beautiful. I love it. Personally, though, I love the fatality little shot of Sonya Blade and Cassie Cage. So Sonya Blade and Cassie Cage. Just the one. They're in very early in the day. We're in the bridge, and under the cover
I was
bridge.
Comfortable.
She was comfortable.
You were.
Oh,
almost there.
Oh no, I missed it.
I made her shoot herself with her own
There it
gun.
is.
I don't know. I just had an idea of what if like Sonya just made Cassie shoot herself with her own guns. Like that's just morbid, man. So yeah, so I ended up posing them that way.
It fits the Mortal Kombat vibe.
Yeah, I really do love how that particular photo set looks. I think my favorite, it's tied. I really like how the Johnny Cage and Sonya Blade set came out.
Yeah.
Particularly, like, yeah, my favorite shot is probably the second one in there where I'm like bent all the way backwards. I think that's like one of my favorite shots ever.
You're definitely pretty bendy in that
just
one.
Just because, I don't know. Yeah, it just, it came out so cool. And they kept telling me to breathe because when I'm posing, like bending backwards, whatever, I have this thing where I just don't breathe. I don't know why, I just don't. So they're like, breathe.
Okay to breathe.
And then I think
you
my
didn't watch me passing out.
I know. I was in a corset and they're like, breathe. But I think my second, like, it's tied. I think it's gonna be probably the Shao Kahn and Katana and Sindel, like Katana and Sindel.
The family photo.
The family photo, yeah. I really love that. But I also love the Sindel screaming in, I think Jax? Is that who Sindel fought? Metal Arms, right? Yeah. Yeah. Like that shot alone, like, I don't know why, I just, chef's kiss. Love it.
When we got Kano in there too, Kano was always that character that everyone not hated, but he was just a very middling character in the game.
Right.
But because
love to hate.
Yeah, love to hate because he was just so silly, but he got it was awesome in the original movie. Just like, and I'm so excited for the new iteration of him in the new movie. He already looks like he's just that silly little, Australian whatever badass.
That was another thing I definitely wanted was.
Yeah, and you brought to life Kano, which is important.
That shot. That's another actually favorite. I definitely wanted like an homage to the very first Mortal Kombat when Sonya snapped Kano's neck or her legs. But
so good.
That was a fun shot to do.
Rachel says the waterfall location is their favorite in terms of like locations. Isaiah and David both say just awesome cosplays and shots all around. So a lot of fans in the chat, super appreciative. Y'all, we have to get out of here. This was amazing. You can check out more with BB and Night Mage and Serpentine, and then also obviously Fred and Dorian on all their respective social medias. So they're going to shout out in a minute. But this whole cosplay shoot has been featured on Nerdist, which is the Uber. That's the Uber social media site for all things nerd. In addition, it's an addiction that they were additionally now featured on
social media is
Project Nerd and Yahoo. Amazing. We can't wait to see sort of everything just all come together with the video, the photos, all these interviews we've been doing. So we really appreciate you all being here. Who's 1 to 10? Let's do a final question. 1 to 10. How excited are you for the movie? Dorian, hit it. 1 to 10.
All right, 11.
11, BB. BB, you gave a 10. You a 10 spot?
Yes, I'm a 10 spot. I'm like even making dinner for all my friends tomorrow. So
nice. Fred, 1 to 10.
I'm gonna go 9. Not quite 10, but it's really.
Get out of here, Fred. Get out of here. No, that's awesome. Realistic number. Serpentine?
10.
10. Night Mage?
Listen, I'm like a fucking 11 teen. All right.
11 teen.
Oh, listen. I'm so freaking excited for this movie.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
All the reviews that have come out so far have been very like, if you love Mortal Kombat, it's that classic thing where they're like, if you're an awesome person, you're gonna love this movie.
You're an awesome person.
Yeah, they're like, if you like care about like plot development, like stay away. I'm like, no. I want like characters kicking butt. I want some backstory and some character development. But if you're a nerd of the game series, if you're a nerd of these characters, the reviews have been like, you're going to love it. So I'm excited. So hey, stay safe. If you're going to a theater, I do think that theaters are doing, me personally, think that theaters are doing an excellent job. So support your local theaters and your local theater workers. If you don't feel safe, don't go to a theater. It's totally fine. But go to HBO Max and rent it there as well. The money still goes, to the companies eventually. But do what you can to see it. Shout out to all of you. Give yourselves a round of applause. Let's go around the room one time. Everybody give your social medias. Dorian, let's start with you in Modern Animator. Where can people find you?
You can find Modern Animator on my main social media is Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. If it's a social media that exists, it's the exact same everywhere.
Awesome. Fred, tell us where we can find out more about Blazik Photography.
Blazik Photo on Facebook and Instagram. Soon to have a website, blazikimaging.com, but that's up probably this weekend.
Awesome. Serpent D Cosplay, where can we find you?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram, Andy Serpenti, SERPENTI, on both Facebook and Instagram. So very easy. Andy with an I. So should be fairly easy to find me.
Thank you. And we love that you're matching shirts, Andy and BB.
I got mine first.
Andy first.
Yeah, sure.
Did get first. I got mine today.
They're amazing, and you guys look amazing. BB, where can we find you?
Facebook and Instagram at BBLK Cosplay.
Very nice. And last but not least, the architect of this whole crazy experience. But it's been amazing to see this all come together, and we appreciate you for doing it all. Night Mage, tell us where we can find.
You can find me on Night Mage on Facebook, at Night Mage on Instagram, and at Night Mage on Twitter. And seriously, just a huge shout out to Wizard World for doing all the features. A huge shout out to Project Nerd, obviously the Nerdist, and that's of course to Yahoo for picking up the story. And it's just been an amazing week. Seriously, thank you for the BB, to Fred, to Andrea, to Modern, to just everyone. You guys are rock stars. Like we put our heart and soul to this. We did it, And
don't worry, the no sleep was great.
The no sleep was great. But I just want us to also say, you know what, this is kind of to be continued, because next up is Street Fighter.
Woo! You heard it here, maybe first. We're not sure, but yeah. Oh, awesome! So listen, if you got a favorite Street Fighter character, hit all these folks up on Instagram and social media, and let them know who you want to see. Everybody, hold up your drinks. We all shared our drinks beforehand. Cheers! Congratulations! Enjoy
Cheers!
the movie.
Come on, bird.
And as David Duke said, fatality, everybody. Fatality. That's it. Finish him. Congratulations.
Brutality.
Fatality.
Thanks, guys.
See you next time, all. Bye. Wave goodbye.
Bye.